Welcome back to Wiser Reads, the channel where books meet wisdom and every page turns into a lesson for life. Today, we dive into a powerful and transformative read, The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. Trading is often seen as a battle of charts, numbers, and strategies. But as Tendler shows us, the greatest battle isn't on the screen, it's within the mind. Many traders fail not because their strategies are weak, but because their emotions get in the way. Fear, greed, anger, and overconfidence often sabotage success and create a cycle of frustration. This book uncovers those hidden mental traps and gives us the tools to overcome them. Tendler introduces practical frameworks like the inchworm concept, which helps traders understand how to consistently improve, and the mental hand history, a step-by-step process to analyze emotional triggers and break destructive patterns. Beyond theory, the book is a hands-on guide to building discipline, resilience, and confidence. In this video, we'll explore the core lessons from the book and see how mastering the mental game can be the true edge every trader needs. Because at the end of the day, the markets will always be unpredictable, but your mind doesn't have to be. If you're ready to strengthen your mindset and elevate your trading, stay tuned as we dive into this insightful summary. And remember, every book we read together here on Wiser Reads is another step toward wisdom and growth. In trading, success is not determined solely by knowledge, strategy, or technical analysis. One of the most influential factors, often overlooked, is emotion. Emotions such as fear, greed, anger, and overconfidence play a pivotal role in shaping a trader's decisions, sometimes leading to irrational actions that undermine performance. Fear, for instance, can cause hesitation, preventing traders from executing well-planned trades or pushing them to exit too early. Greed, on the other hand, tempts traders to over-leverage or chase unrealistic profits, often resulting in avoidable losses. Anger, particularly after a losing trade, can spark revenge trading, an emotional attempt to win back losses that usually compounds mistakes. Overconfidence is equally dangerous. It blinds traders to risks, leading to oversized positions or neglect of discipline. What makes these emotions particularly powerful is their ability to override logic. Even experienced traders can fall victim because emotions are deeply rooted in human psychology. Markets are uncertain, and uncertainty naturally triggers strong emotional responses. Without awareness and control, these emotions can distort judgment, cloud rational thinking, and sabotage even the best strategies. However, emotions are not inherently bad. When understood and managed, they can provide valuable information. Fear may highlight potential risks worth considering. Confidence can support decisive action. The key lies in emotional regulation, recognizing feelings without letting them dictate decisions. Jared Tendler emphasizes that traders must treat emotional control as a skill, just like technical analysis or risk management. By identifying emotional triggers, analyzing recurring mistakes, and applying structured techniques, traders can build stability and resilience. With practice, emotions shift from being destructive forces to signals that guide self-awareness and improvement. Ultimately, mastering emotions is what separates inconsistent traders from consistent professionals. Strategy may win trades, but emotional discipline wins the game of trading itself. The inchworm concept, introduced by Jared Tendler in The Mental Game of Trading, is a framework that explains how traders grow, improve, and perform over time. Named after the way an inchworm moves, stretching forward,
pulling the back end up and repeating, the concept illustrates the natural balance between strengths and weaknesses in performance. Every trader has a performance range. At their best, they demonstrate sharp focus, discipline, and execution. At their worst, they act impulsively, emotionally, or carelessly. Most results fall somewhere in between. Like the inchworm, improvement happens when the front end of performance, the best side, pushes forward, while the back end, the worst habits and mistakes, eventually catches up. The critical insight is that sustainable progress requires addressing both ends of the range. Traders often try to advance only by improving strengths, but neglecting weaknesses means old errors will continue to hold them back. For example, mastering new strategies won't help if emotional tilt or fear still causes lapses in discipline. Progress slows unless those weaker patterns are corrected. By applying the inchworm concept, traders are encouraged to identify their performance spectrum, best, average, and worst trading days, pinpoint recurring mistakes at the back end that drag results down, work deliberately to minimize these errors while also pushing their strengths further. Accept setbacks as part of growth, since improvement involves stretching, adjusting, and consolidating. The concept also highlights the importance of patience. Just as an inchworm cannot leap forward, trading growth happens step by step. Consistency comes from gradually reducing costly mistakes while raising the ceiling of best performance. Over time, this dual focus creates a tighter, higher-performing range where the trader's average is significantly stronger. Ultimately, the inchworm concept reframes improvement as a continuous process rather than a sudden breakthrough. By steadily pulling weaknesses up to meet strengths, traders build resilience, discipline, and lasting growth. In trading, as in life, true progress comes not from giant leaps, but from small, deliberate steps forward.
The Mental Hand History, or MHH, developed by Jared Tendler, is a practical tool designed to uncover and resolve recurring emotional and mental patterns that disrupt trading performance. Just as a poker player reviews past hands to identify mistakes, traders can use MHH to analyze the mental hands behind their decisions. The process works step by step. First, a trader identifies a recurring problem, such as cutting winners too early, chasing trades, or freezing in fear. Next, they describe the situation in detail, what triggered the reaction, what they felt in the moment, and how they responded. By slowing down and breaking the experience into parts, the trader can see beyond surface actions and uncover the emotions driving them. The second step is to challenge those emotions. Often, reactions are based on faulty beliefs. For example, I can't afford another loss, or I must win back my money now. Writing these thoughts down and questioning their validity exposes their flaws. This cognitive shift helps replace destructive assumptions with rational, performance-focused ones. The third step is resolution. Traders reframe the situation with a healthier mindset, such as, losses are part of the game. My edge plays out over time. Over repeated practice, this process gradually rewires automatic responses, reducing the emotional charge of old triggers. What makes MHH powerful is its precision. Instead of offering generic advice like control your emotions, it provides a structured path to identify why those emotions appear and how to dismantle them. The technique also builds self-awareness. Traders begin to recognize patterns earlier, allowing them to intervene before emotions take over. Ultimately, the mental hand history transforms mistakes into lessons and emotional struggles into stepping stones for growth. By continuously applying it, traders build emotional stability, sharpen decision-making, and align their mental game with their trading goals. Over time, the mind becomes less reactive, more resilient, and better prepared to handle the pressures of the market.
The nature of tilt. In The Mental Game of Trading, Jared Tendler explores tilt, a state of emotional disruption that causes traders to abandon discipline, make impulsive choices, and deviate from their strategy. Borrowed from poker, the term describes how strong emotions cloud judgment, often turning small mistakes into major losses. Tilt is not just getting angry. It manifests in several forms, each tied to specific emotions and beliefs. Revenge tilt arises when traders try to win back losses quickly, often by overtrading. Entitlement tilt comes from feeling owed profits, leading to reckless decisions when the market doesn't cooperate. Anger tilt can explode after a bad beat or unexpected event, fueling impulsive trades. On the other side, fear tilt paralyzes traders, making them hesitate, miss opportunities, or exit too early. Even overconfidence can create tilt, causing traders to ignore risk management. What makes tilt dangerous is its subtle progression. A small frustration, if unchecked, can snowball into emotional chaos. Once triggered, logic and preparation are overridden by reactive impulses. Traders often recognize tilt only after damage is done. Missed setups, forced trades, or blown accounts. Tendler stresses that tilt is not random. It follows patterns. By reviewing trading behavior, identifying triggers, and understanding the beliefs underneath, traders can predict when tilt is likely to occur. For example, a trader who hates being wrong might tilt after even small losses, while another might tilt when markets feel unfair. Managing tilt requires both short-term and long-term strategies. In the moment, awareness and tools like deep breathing or stepping away from the screen can prevent escalation. Long-term, techniques such as the mental hand history help resolve the root causes, faulty assumptions, unrealistic expectations, or unresolved emotional habits. Ultimately, tilt highlights the human side of trading. Markets will always be uncertain, volatile, and frustrating. But traders who learn to recognize and control tilt gain a critical edge. By transforming emotional chaos into self-awareness and discipline, they not only protect their capital, but also turn setbacks into opportunities for growth. Tilt doesn't have to be the enemy. It can be the teacher that points directly to where mental improvement is needed.
Uncovering emotional patterns. In The Mental Game of Trading, Jared Tendler emphasizes that recurring trading mistakes rarely come from lack of knowledge. They are often driven by emotional patterns operating beneath the surface. To make lasting progress, traders must uncover and understand these patterns instead of simply trying to suppress emotions. Emotional patterns develop from deeply rooted beliefs, experiences, and habits. For example, a trader who fears being wrong may repeatedly exit trades too early, while another driven by greed may over-leverage despite knowing the risks. These patterns create automatic reactions, quick emotional impulses that override logic and discipline. Because they feel natural and immediate, traders often misinterpret them as rational decisions, only realizing the error afterward. The first step in uncovering patterns is awareness. Tendler suggests keeping detailed records of trades, emotions, and triggers. By noting what happened before, during, and after emotional reactions, traders can begin to see recurring themes. Maybe tilt is always triggered after 2 consecutive losses, or fear surfaces when risk size increases. Identifying these links exposes the hidden structure behind poor decisions. The second step is analysis. Traders must question the beliefs fueling these emotions. For example, why do I feel I can't take another loss? Or why do I expect the market to reward me quickly? Such reflections reveal faulty assumptions like equating losses with personal failure or expecting certainty in an uncertain environment. Finally, the process leads to resolution. Once patterns are identified and beliefs challenged, traders can reframe them into healthier perspectives. Losses become part of a long-term edge. Patience replaces urgency, and confidence comes from preparation rather than outcomes. Over time, these new mental frameworks weaken old patterns and build emotional resilience. Uncovering emotional patterns is not about eliminating emotions, it's about transforming them into signals for growth. Every surge of fear, greed, or frustration points to a deeper issue waiting to be resolved. By addressing these root causes, traders not only improve their consistency, but also gain a stronger, calmer mindset that supports success in the unpredictable world of markets. Building emotional stability. In the mental game of trading, Jared Tendler highlights emotional stability as a cornerstone of consistent trading. Markets are unpredictable, fast-moving, and often unforgiving. And without stability, traders are at the mercy of their emotions. Building emotional stability means learning to stay calm, balanced, and rational, even when facing volatility, losses, or sudden gains. Emotional instability shows up in common trading mistakes: closing trades too early out of fear, chasing losses in anger, or risking too much due to overconfidence. These reactions stem from emotions overwhelming logic. The key is not to suppress feelings, but to manage and channel them productively. Tendler explains that emotional stability is a skill that develops through awareness and deliberate practice. The first step is recognition, noticing when emotions begin to rise before they spiral out of control. This requires self-monitoring and reflection, often through journaling or post-trade reviews. The second step is intervention. Techniques like taking breaks, deep breathing, or reducing trade size can prevent emotions from escalating in real time. Long-term stability comes from addressing the root causes of emotional reactions. Faulty beliefs such as "I must avoid all losses" or "I deserve to win every trade" create unnecessary pressure. By challenging and reframing these beliefs, traders reduce the intensity of emotional swings. Over time, they build resilience, allowing them to stay composed even during drawdowns or unexpected market events. Importantly, emotional stability does not mean becoming emotionless. Confidence, focus, and even healthy caution are valuable emotions that support strong decision-making. The goal is balance, keeping emotions in check so they inform rather than dominate choices. Ultimately, building emotional stability transforms trading from a roller coaster of highs and lows into a process guided by discipline and clarity. Stable traders can stick to their strategies, trust their preparation, and make rational decisions under pressure. In a field where uncertainty is inevitable, emotional stability becomes a trader's true anchor, ensuring that success is built not just on technical skill, but on a mind trained to remain steady in every storm. Correcting confidence issues. In the mental game of trading, Jared Tendler explains that confidence is essential for success, but it is also fragile and easily distorted. Traders often struggle with two extremes: overconfidence and underconfidence. Both create costly mistakes, and both can be corrected with the right mindset and tools. Overconfidence arises after a winning streak or a big trade. It gives traders the illusion of control, leading them to over-leverage, ignore risk management, or believe they cannot lose. This false sense of security blinds them to risks and often results in sharp setbacks. On the other hand, underconfidence comes from fear, self-doubt, or recent losses. Traders second-guess their strategies, hesitate to pull the trigger, or exit trades too soon. In both cases, the problem is not strategy, it's distorted confidence. Tendler emphasizes that true confidence must be grounded in evidence, preparation, and skill, not in short-term outcomes. Confidence built on wins alone is unstable because markets are inherently uncertain. By documenting progress, reviewing trades, and measuring performance objectively, traders can base their confidence on consistent habits rather than luck or recent results. Correcting confidence issues also requires uncovering flawed beliefs. Overconfident traders may secretly believe they are smarter than the market, while underconfident traders may equate losses with personal failure. Reframing these beliefs is crucial. No trader is bigger than the market, and losses are part of every winning strategy. Practical steps include keeping a performance journal, setting process-oriented goals, and reviewing both good and bad trades with the same critical eye. These practices help separate skill from variance and create a stable foundation of self-trust. Ultimately, correcting confidence issues is about balance. True confidence is neither arrogance nor self-doubt. It is a calm, steady trust in one's preparation, discipline, and long-term edge. By grounding confidence in evidence and resilience, traders can stay composed in winning streaks, recover faster from setbacks, and maintain the consistency needed for lasting success.
Variance and the illusion of control. In the mental game of trading, Jared Tendler explains that one of the greatest psychological challenges traders face is dealing with variance, the natural ups and downs of results caused by randomness and market uncertainty. Even with strong strategies and perfect execution, outcomes can fluctuate due to factors beyond a trader's control. The danger comes when traders believe they can eliminate or control variance. This illusion of control creates unrealistic expectations and emotional strain. For example, a trader may think that with enough skill, they should win every trade, avoid losses, or predict market moves with precision. When reality proves otherwise, frustration, fear, or tilt quickly follow. Losses feel personal, and wins may inflate overconfidence. Tendler stresses that variance is not an enemy. It's a built-in feature of trading. Just as in poker, where even the best players can lose with strong hands, traders must accept that randomness will always play a role. The true measure of skill lies in long-term performance, not in the outcome of any single trade or short streak. To overcome the illusion of control, traders need to shift their mindset. Instead of focusing on results, they should anchor their confidence in process, preparation, and risk management. By executing strategies consistently and tracking performance over larger sample sizes, variance becomes less threatening. Losses are no longer failures, but expected parts of the statistical curve. Embracing variance also reduces emotional swings. A losing day doesn't damage self-belief, and a winning day doesn't create false confidence. Stability comes from knowing that both outcomes are temporary and that discipline ensures the edge plays out over time. Ultimately, the lesson is freeing. Traders don't need to control the market, they need to control themselves. Accepting variance and abandoning the illusion of control allows them to stay calm under uncertainty, focus on execution, and sustain success over the long run.
Motivation and discipline. In the mental game of trading, Jared Tendler explains that motivation and discipline are the engines of consistent performance. Many traders start their journey fueled by excitement, dreams of financial freedom, or the thrill of the markets. But motivation built only on short-term rewards quickly fades when faced with losses, setbacks, or long learning curves. To sustain success, motivation must be anchored in deeper, long-term goals and supported by strong discipline. Motivation provides the why, the purpose that drives effort day after day. For some, it may be financial independence, while for others it is mastery, challenge, or personal growth. By connecting trading to meaningful values, traders create resilience against inevitable disappointments. Without this, emotions like frustration or boredom can easily derail focus. Discipline, on the other hand, is the how. It is the structure that translates motivation into consistent actions, sticking to risk management, following strategies, reviewing trades, and avoiding impulsive decisions. Unlike motivation, which can fluctuate, discipline is built through habits and routines. The stronger the discipline, the less a trader relies on fleeting bursts of willpower. Tendler stresses that discipline is not about rigidly suppressing emotions. Instead, it's about designing processes that keep emotions from hijacking decisions. For example, setting clear trading rules, journaling results, and scheduling breaks help traders stay aligned with their long-term goals even when motivation dips. The combination of motivation and discipline creates balance. Motivation gives meaning and energy, while discipline ensures consistency. Without motivation, discipline feels like a burden. Without discipline, motivation burns out quickly. Together, they provide the stability traders need to endure the ups and downs of variance and the emotional challenges of the market. Ultimately, success in trading isn't about short bursts of inspiration, but about the sustained effort of showing up prepared day after day. By grounding motivation in personal purpose and reinforcing it with disciplined routines, traders can stay committed for the long haul, turning ambition into steady progress and lasting achievement.
Developing mental toughness in the mental game of trading. Jared Tendler describes mental toughness as the ability to stay focused, resilient, and disciplined under pressure. Trading constantly tests a person's psychological limits. Markets are uncertain, losses are inevitable, and volatility can strike without warning. Without toughness, even skilled traders can collapse under stress, abandon their strategies, or let emotions dictate their actions. Mental toughness begins with resilience, the capacity to recover quickly from setbacks. Losses, bad streaks, or missed opportunities are part of trading, but mentally tough traders don't dwell on them. Instead, they learn, adapt, and return to the market with clarity. This resilience prevents the emotional spiral that often leads to revenge trading or paralysis. Another key element is focus. With endless information, news, and price movements competing for attention, traders must cut through the noise. Mental toughness helps them stay anchored to their process and resist distractions, whether it's market hype, fear of missing out, or internal doubts. Confidence also plays a vital role. Mentally tough traders build confidence not from winning streaks, but from preparation, discipline, and trust in their long-term edge. This grounded confidence steadies them during both highs and lows, preventing overconfidence after wins or despair after losses. Tendler emphasizes that mental toughness is not innate. It can be developed. Techniques include setting clear routines, practicing emotional control strategies, reviewing performance objectively, and embracing challenges as opportunities to grow. Just like physical fitness, mental toughness strengthens through consistent training and deliberate practice. Ultimately, developing mental toughness means cultivating a mindset that thrives in uncertainty. It allows traders to face volatility without fear, endure losses without breaking, and pursue growth without losing balance. Markets will always test limits, but with toughness, traders gain the endurance to survive setbacks and the clarity to capitalize on opportunities. In the end, mental toughness isn't about being fearless. It's about facing fear, pressure, and doubt with resilience and discipline. This quality separates those who fade under market stress from those who achieve lasting success.
In the mental game of trading, Jared Tendler reminds us that success in the markets is not just about strategy, analysis, or timing. It's about mastering the mind behind the trades. This book exposes how emotions like fear, greed, tilt, and overconfidence can sabotage even the most skilled traders. More importantly, it provides practical tools, such as the inchworm concept, the mental hand history, and methods for building emotional stability that help transform destructive patterns into strengths. Listening to this book, we see that trading is more than numbers on a screen. It is a mirror reflecting our discipline, patience, and resilience. Variance, setbacks, and mistakes are unavoidable, but how we respond defines our growth. By strengthening our mindset, correcting confidence issues, and developing mental toughness, we create the foundation for consistent, long-term success. So as we close, remember this. The greatest edge you can have as a trader is not predicting the market, it's mastering yourself. If this journey inspired you, I invite you to join our community here on Wiser Reads, where every book becomes a lesson for trading and for life. Together, we can learn, grow, and turn wisdom into strength.